Hello and welcome back to another video where today we will be looking at a few videos that have been released about Spider-Man Miles Morales. This video should be a lot shorter because we only have 4 videos to look at and they're relatively short, on about the 1 to 2 minute length. So without any further ado, let's get started. So in my last Spider-Man Miles Morales video we looked at the first clip that was released that showed that Rhino is going to be the first boss, and the clip that was released just after it is essentially what happens before the first clip, so I'll just show it.
Headed your way. Did I miss the convoy?
Not yet. We're still securing a couple inmates.
Police aren't taking any chances, especially not with our guest of honor.
Getting a lot of interference here.
One of those guys who helped Doc Ock is in there?
Think so. Could be Vulture, could be Scorpion, could be someone bigger. Okay, we got a problem. Pull back, Miles. Let me take...
I got this, Pete. Don't worry.
Oh, no!
It's secure.
You're drifting Helix 2. We have a weight imbalance. Correction 236. Rudder's unresponsive.
So the most important bits in this clip is that we get some more footage of Miles web swinging, we get a conversation between Peter and Miles on the phone, and I think the most important takeaway from this clip is that we see that Miles is very eager, because when he goes to swing to try and secure Rhino in his cage, Peter essentially is really scared, and Miles, I think, he just wants to try his best, but Peter knows the consequences. So I'm getting the feeling that over the course of the game, Miles will actually learn to step back and think before he goes into situations, and those for me are the big key things that I can get from this scene. So let's look at clip number 2.
Skanky said the app's blowing up. City definitely needs a Spider-Man. Should patrol for a while. Looks like Teo's bodega was robbed. Hope I can help. Should probably call Genki when I get there. Where did these dudes go to a power station? There's my way in. Now for the breaker. For real this time. Let's get out of here, Spider-Man. Hey, man. Power restored, bank heist stopped, Spider-Man the cat saved.
All in a day's great work. Maybe we can get leads on who we're dealing with.
Spider-Man?
Call you soon.
Sorry, dear.
Hey, Teo. Got a surprise for you.
Oh yeah? What's that? Spider-Man! Oh! Did you have an adventure? Oh, you almost gave Daddy a heart attack. Oh, yes you did. Oh, yes you did. Good work, other Spider-Man. Thanks.
Yeah. Of course. You ready to swing, Spider-Cat?
You two look great. Get out there and stop some crimes, you two.
So at the start of this clip we get a look at the Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man app, and like I said in a previous video, it's pretty much a way of just seeing what things are nearby, and you pretty much select one and the waypoint shows up on your map. But another interesting thing is that as the clip goes on a bit, on the mini-map in the bottom corner there is a little blue circle, and you can press a button so it will switch from the waypoint it's currently on to that one. So that's a cool idea. But pretty much the main bulk of this clip is pretty much just showing a side quest where Miles has to save a cat from some thieves in a power station. And if you've been on the internet when this was put out, you would have noticed that the internet really likes this cat, and it's been like put everywhere, and people even mocked up like the case of the game with the spider cat on it, and it got the attention of Insomniac. But for me, the most important takeaway is that there will be an equipable suit where the suit power is you actually get to have the cat in the backpack and it can attack for you. So I think that most people will be trying to get the suit as soon as possible, just so you can have a cat in a backpack.
You see the latest quarterly report? I don't read that stuff, and I don't know why you do.
I want evidence, in case the new form...
Hold on. I think our... Everyone go alert! We've got a man down!
Nap time, bro. Another one bites the dust.
Everyone go alert! Face him! Spider-Man! Check on Bravo Team and see what's the problem.
The problem is your nasty new form reactor. The solution is me wrecking it.
So in this third clip, there's only one big thing that we can take away, and that is we get a better look at the tracksuit. I'm not quite sure what the tracksuit will be able to do exactly, but in the clip we can see Miles kind of like highlight 3 different people, and maybe the track means that you can track enemy locations.
And Miles is a year into being a Spider-Man, right? Or not even a hero yet, right? Like he's just kind of learning the ropes. We see a big beat at the beginning of this game where he develops a new power. Can you kind of talk about that moment a little bit?
Yeah, we wanted to make sure none of the Miles' iconic powers manifested off screen. That's something we wanted to see. So we knew he was going to be getting used to being a web slinger. You know, he wasn't going to have the same prowess as Peter Parker, but we knew he was going to at least be at a place where he could swing and he could do the combat and basically a lot of the same functions that Peter has. So what we wanted to do was create these emotional moments, these moments that sort of forces Miles to change. Because we really see this as a coming of age story, and he's going to grow as a character. And this is one of those seminal moments where Peter is on his back foot. He's having a hard time and he's down, and Rhino has got him on the ropes. And Miles just has to summon something from within to protect his mentor. And that's when the bioelectricity surges through his body. And then we have this really iconic punch that Miles lands on Rhino, and that changes his trajectory of becoming his own Spider-Man.
This Spider-Man is broken. I would like to exchange for new one. This one will do.
Miles, get out of here. Bro.
Back the hell?
Peter trusts Miles. And what Miles has to learn is, I have the suit, but what does it really mean to be a hero? And that's what our journey's about. He has skills, he has the powers, but he has to figure out what his version of that mantle really means to him.
Okay, so this final clip is pretty much an interview with the creative director, Brian Horton. And halfway through the interview, we see a clip of Miles gaining his Venom Blast. And I think this was like a very bad idea, putting it out before the game's release. Because if this is one of the big moments of a character, you wouldn't put it in like a trailer or press release. You'd like save it for the main game. But I mean, if there's like bigger moments in the game and this is like a smaller moment, then maybe I could understand it. But I still think it's a bad move to put it in a trailer, and some people could consider it a spoiler. Okay, so this final bit of news, I guess, is something that was released over on the Insomniac Games. I got it from their Instagram account, but they've also released it on Twitter as well. And it's a text conversation between Peter and Miles. And as you can see by looking at the text message, Peter is not in New York, and he's left New York in the hands of Miles. So my guess is that after the big fight with Rhino, they get Rhino back in his cage, and at this point MJ is already in Symkaria, and so Peter thinks that nothing bad will happen, so he decides to go over and see her and leave New York in the hands of Miles, and obviously things will go awry, and Peter probably can't get back in time, or when he does come back everything will be sorted. But yeah, by this text conversation it's pretty cool seeing like just how they interact with each other over text. And of course they use Spider-Man emojis and memes, because why wouldn't they? But also we get a couple of glimpses at the new redesign of Peter Parker again, and I have to say that I have kind of accepted this new design and I quite like it. But that's all I've got for this video. If you enjoyed it, please give it a big thumbs up and subscribe, and I will see you in another video.